Good day, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and today what we're going to talk about, what? We're going to talk about the Parasite Pandemic. Now, how many people here have ever heard of the gentleman's name, Louis Pasteur? Now, Louis Pasteur, on his deathbed, decided to change his story, and what he said was, guess what? The bug is nothing. The inner terrain is everything. Okay, now there's another gentleman you might know, and his name is Albert Einstein, and he said okay. Well, 1 second here. EM squared. Okay, so what that means is energy creates mass, okay? And sometimes energy can create a mess, okay? Okay, all right. So here it is. On this planet, you have to understand something. On a physical, emotional, and spirit level, parasites are predators, okay, that attack the weak. Now, what am I talking about? Well, there's two-legged predators, isn't there? Don't you find that there are two-legged predators on this? And I don't want to get into the whole political thing or get into that, but I want to tell you something. When somebody becomes physically or emotionally or mentally weak, tell me that there isn't predators out there that play and prey on people. Now, all right, so let's put it this way. Issues in your tissues. If you follow me, you understand that. Issues in your tissues. Now, remember something. Before you'll ever have issues in your tissues, you'll have them in your mind. And understand this, the invisible creates the physical. And understand this, you'll never have a parasite in your body, in your tissues, in your organs, in your joints, in your bloodstream, in your lymph system, in your brain, or anywhere else if that tissue's healthy. Understand something, 99% of the population have parasites. You heard what I said. And that's 99 out of 100 people have parasites. Now, you're guaranteed to have parasites if you have a bowel problem or any type of bowel disorder. You also are going to have parasites if you have anything that we call a disease. You're also going to have parasites if you are depressed. I'm chronically depressed. You're going to have parasites. You think I'm kidding? All right. So you're going to have parasites where? Well, let me put it to you this way. What came first, the mosquito or the swamp? So I want to say something here. Everybody's talking about doing parasite cleanses all around the world. Everywhere. It's a big issue. But understand something. People will also say that parasites cause cancer, and I'm going to tell you that's not true. A lot of people will say, guess what? Fungus is a cancer, and that's not true, but it is true. Just like the parasites don't cause cancer, but they're there in any cancer situation or any disease situation. And there are cancer parasites, just as there are hundreds of different types of parasites, because depending on the vibration and the terrain will depend on what worm lives there. Now, a lot of people will say that a bad bacterial problem is a disease, it causes disease, and that it actually causes cancer. So between the fungus and the worms, and the bad bacteria, they just come to the parasite party. I need you to understand something. If I put a manure pile in the middle of my living room right now, and we went in there and we got rid of all the bad bacteria, and we got rid of all the fungus, and we got rid of all the worms out of that big manure pile, I could have the doors locked, the windows taped. There could be no entry to the outside, okay? Understand something. I would come back the next day and I'd have to deal with worms, fungus, and bad bacteria. Because bad bacteria are created internally, okay? And, I'll get to the ivermectin in a second. Bad bacteria are created internally, and also worms are created internally, and the fungus is created internally. Just like a lot of people are going, guess what? There was mold in the house and now I'm sick. Understand, most people that get sick because there was mold in their house, they already had mold in their body way before it was in their house. People are oldie, moldy, goldies. Do you understand that? Understand, there could be mold in this house, and it might make me sneeze, might make me feel a little unwell, but it's not going to take me down. Understand, people are rotting from the inside out. Okay? Every disease is tissue decomposition. The tissue is rotting. And every place where there's worms in the body, there's tissue rotting, there's fecal matter rotting away. And understand, that's why the Holy Grail, the large intestine, is the first place you'll always start if you want to restore your health. Now, somebody says ivermectin. Don't get me wrong, you're allowed to do whatever you want. And when I come on here, I'm coming on with an opinion, that's all. My opinion, you can believe, could be wrong. That's great. I've been doing a parasite cleanse for 3 months. Well, then guess what? It's not working. Okay? I'll tell you why in a second. I'm not putting it down, Jane. And Jason, ivermectin is a drug. And understand, let me just say something right now. The whole world thinks incorrectly almost in the world of natural health and in medical health. And that is we wait till there's a problem, then we run to the rescue. Yes or no? Ivermectin is a drug, yes or no? Ivermectin can go in and get rid of the parasites, but did it change the terrain? Did it bring the vibration up? Did it bring the frequency up of the tissues? Did it repair the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell? I really don't care. Ivermectin is the same thing as the manure pile story I just told. And I'm not telling you not to do it, because that's a shortcut to get rid of the parasites. So go ahead and do it. But the reality is I'd rather have a healthy body. I'd rather have every cell vibrating so high that a worm, even if I ate it in something, it could not exist in me. But understand this, 99.9% of all the worms that people have, they did not eat in sushi. They did not eat anywhere, okay? Guess what? They were created inside the body. Whether it's bad bacteria or fungus or worms, they actually come into a sick body. A sick body will actually create this because those parasites are actually trying to eat up the garbage that you don't know how to take care of. And that's the deal. Ivermectin, I'm never going to do ivermectin. I don't need to do ivermectin. I realize this, that I am stronger than anything as long as my vibration is stronger than that. Remember something, all of these parasitical attackers are low vibrational, okay? Hey, wait a minute here. How about the parasitic attackers that only have 2 legs? They're lower vibrational. And you know who they're after? They're after the low-hanging fruit. That would be the person that has the abdomen sticking out. That would be the person that has the abdomen hanging down and out over their belly. That would be anybody that has 10 pounds or more. That's called the low-hanging fruit, because there's nobody that's overweight. They're over-infected and inflamed. And when you get over-infected, you get over-inflamed. And when you get over-inflamed, then you retain water to try to bring down the actual inflammation in the body until hopefully the person wakes up and they quit infecting themselves on an emotional and physical level. Let me tell you something. We can chase the parasites, or we can go in and we can fix the garden. You think about that. We can go in and try to get rid of the parasites, or we can go in and we can look after the garden, which is the large intestine, and that's where most parasites are bred, in the manure pile in your large intestine, because your large intestine is actually a compost and it makes good bacteria. But the problem is what you do. Do you have only 4 inches of intelligence? That means 4 inches here. Your digestive tract is 30 feet. Now, would you put in the compost of your garden at home alcohol, sugar, flour products, okay, processed foods? You wouldn't. Would you throw that in your compost? Well, this is what we're doing when we put it in our mouth, and then it goes down into our large intestine, and then guess what? It gets rid of the microbiome and turns it into a negative. And soon as your bacteria become bad bacteria, that's when the worms come. That's when the fungus comes. And understand that right now. What came first, the swamp or the mosquito? Well, I'm telling you right now, It was the actual swamp. And understand something, 99% of the population has a bowel problem. Okay, health starts in the mouth, yes, but it starts off making great choices and asking yourself, will this food, drink, will this bring in a high frequency vibration? Because high frequency and vibration is not low frequency and vibrations down where the worms crawl and the bacteria crawl and the fungus crawls. That's low vibrational. Listen, people are low vibrational on an emotional level, and it's not their fault first, before they are low vibrational on a physical level that allows the parasites to just walk in and take over. Take a look at how we have been programmed to believe that we're unworthy, that we're sinners, that we're failures. I mean, we put a guilt chokehold on ourselves and we put ourselves in judgment jail. That's what allows the parasites, the two-legged ones, to come after us. And if we keep that up long enough and strong enough, we go into anxiety, which leads to depression, because there's no such thing as depression. It's your computer shutting down, which is your brain. And when that shuts down, you don't have any energy. And when you don't have any energy, right off the bat, guys, thoughts on the zappers, Hulda Clark? Well, I think, she's got a parasite cleanse. You can do it. She's got the zapper. You can zap those parasites. But why wouldn't you take on the perfect day diet? Why wouldn't you do something? Why wouldn't you create a perfect day for yourself and repeat that every day and never have to do a parasite cleanse? I will never have to do a colon cleanse, liver cleanse, kidney cleanse. I will never have a disease. You'll never hear that I'm in bed sick, because I've created a perfect day on an emotional, nutritional, and physical level. And I do that every day, and it's become part of my program. I mean, why do we have the idea? Look at, whether you're talking about the medical system, you're talking about the natural health system, they all wait until, guess what, I feel like shit. Okay, well, and excuse my expression, but I get it. You get it now, right? I feel like crap. And guess what? When I feel like crap, that's when I do that's when I do a cleanse. And then I do a deep cleanse. Well, if you feel like crap, and then you're going to go do a deep cleanse, and you're going to open up all these detoxification organs, I hope you know that you are going to poison the rest of your body. You know what? It's logical and it's simple on how to stay healthy. It really is. It's not complicated. And believe it or not just the medical system, but the natural health system makes it complicated. When I feel crappy, I do a cleanse. Really? Why wouldn't you do a perfect day from the moment you rise until you go to bed, and then learn how to do that and have it built into your subconscious so you never have to think about it again and never be sick again? And you can think that I'm full of it, but guess what? I am what's called a New World practitioner. And that means that we don't treat people, we try to train people. I'm going to go through some things with you right now on some ideas I have. And understand, this is just another way to climb the mountain. And you can go and take your ivermectin, but that's a drug. And all you're trying to do is get rid of the parasites. Did you change the tissue integrity? Did you bring up the vibration, the frequency? Did you fix the mitochondria? No. So that they're just going to come back. So understand, if you need to take ivermectin because you're in big trouble, you take it. But if you think ivermectin is going to look after your problem, then you're always going to be taking it. I hope you're getting this. Okay, I don't need ivermectin. I don't need drugs. I don't need to do a parasite cleanse, because if my tissue vibrates higher than a parasite, it's not going to come in. That's the deal. Okay? And you can believe that or not believe it, but guess what? Eventually, it might take another 5 to 10 years, but the world's going to find out that it's all about vibration. And that's why all my nutritional products are the highest vibrational products I can get my hands on the planet. I'm not going to deal with supplements because they're too low vibrational. Now, just so you know this, I'm giving everybody notice. Starting next Monday, I'm going and I'm doing my parasites, send them packing sale. All right? And I'm going to tell you what's going to be on sale and why we do it. And understand something. If you don't bring your vibration up, you're always going to be not at ease. You're going to be a disease because you're out of alignment. You're out of harmony. You're vibrating too low. And that's it. Whether you want to believe this or not, okay, Jesus never had to worry about parasites, did he? Because guess what? Well, he had to worry about the two-legged ones, that's for sure, okay? But the reality is that if you keep your vibration up high, they're not going to live in anything but a manure pile. Let me tell you something right now. If you've got halitosis or bad breath, you've got worms. If you've got an itchy anus, you've got worms. If the whites of your eyes are actually kind of a gray blue, you've got worms. If you bite your nails, you've got worms. If you lay in bed and you drool at night, you've got worms. Okay, if your skin feels itchy and crawly, you've got worms. Okay, are you with me? And the reality is this, you can't have any disease with not having worms. And in the area where the disease is, that's where the manifestation is happening. And understand this, if you eat any salmon that is even wild, I believe, but I will tell you this much, any salmon that is farmed or any other fish that's farmed, you have worms right away instantly. I don't care if it was cooked, because there's tons of eggs in there and there's tons of pus in there to allow them to still stay alive. And if you've had any sushi, every time you eat raw sushi, you have worms. Are you with me? But the main worms that people have, okay, let me just say this, and then I'm going to go through some products. And if that turns you off that I'm talking about products, then please, then just switch me off. Now, let me put it to you this way. I told you that the low-hanging fruit is what the government will come after, the medical system will come after, these psychos are coming after, yes or no? The low-hanging fruit, having belief systems of your unworthiness, of you being, and creating you to become a slave-like. I mean, if you have, I eat catfish, LOL, well, there could be a problem there. Okay, so let me just keep going here. I've got a bowl of fruit. The bowl of fruit now has fruit flies around it. Did a trumpet go off and it went out to all the fruit flies in the world and they came in through the windows or the cracks? No. The fruit flies were born because the fruit is going off. When your body is going off, when your body's going rotten and decaying, you will be full of worms, bad bacteria, and fungus. They all come to the parasite party. People may not like the way I speak and how I speak because it gets to the point. Some people are offended by it because, you know what, they don't want to have to get rid of their addictions. They don't want to have to change anything about their lifestyle. So that makes me a prick or whatever the case may be. I have never been called so many names in the last few months because I'm trying to tell people that, guess what, if you've only got 4 inches of health intelligence, you're in trouble. If you treat your body like a garbage can, when has there never been worms or fungus or bad bacteria in the garbage can? Okay? And seeing that your bowel it's hot, there's lots of heat, if there's stagnation of waste, there's putrefaction. Where there's putrefaction, there's rotting. Where there's rotting, there has to be worms. And I'm telling you that right now. Okay? I will go back and answer these questions in a second. But just know this, everyone. Doing parasite cleanses 3 times a year, you don't have to do it. Doing bowel cleanses because I'm constipated or I've got diarrhea or I've got some kind of bowel disorder or heart disease or I've got adult onset diabetes, asthma, allergies, arthritis. You shouldn't have to be trying to get rid of any of these things. A perfect day diet and a high vibrational lifestyle, no disease can come in. Listen, do me a favor, and this is not me trying to be smart. I'm trying to tell you, if you see what I do in 1 week, what I do in 1 month, in 1 month I can do what actually most people don't do in a year. And I'm not telling you I'm better. I'm telling you that I hold the line on myself. No, I'm not going to drink that. No, I'm not going to eat that. Yes, I'm going to drink that, eat that. No, I'm not going to watch that. No, I'm going to focus on this. I only eat once a day. The rest of the day I'm doing nutritional drinks and things like that. Do you know how much time it takes to eat 3 times a day and 3 snacks? Oh my God. You know what? They've made us into garbage cans, okay? And that's the deal. And you know what? I get it. The majority of the population just would like to turn me off or just get rid of me. I get it. And the reality is we don't understand that our subconscious belief systems, okay, they create everything in our life, from our healing to our worms, okay, from our healing to our funguses, from our healing to our bad bacteria. You know what? Anyways, yeah, I've been kicked off of TikTok completely. They said I'm never allowed on there. You know, the craziest thing is, it's like this. And I'm going to get back onto this parasite thing in a second. I want to tell you something. If you want to become your authentic self and you want to rise, you prepare to be attacked. If you do not, okay, conform to the norm, the majority of the population, whether it's the natural health belief that we have to do parasite cleanses all the time, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't believe in it at all. I believe that if you want to allow the toxins to build up, if you don't want to change the way you think, drink, and eat, then you're going to need to do their parasite cleanses all the time, because you're going to be running into rescue. You know, you don't get full of worms because you're a high vibrational being and you take a look at everything that you eat and drink and go, what will this do for me? Okay, will it bring up my vibration? Will it bring my vibration down? Will it help my inner terrain become stronger? I'm serious. This is it. Feed the spirit, you heal the body. To feed the spirit, you need to find out what kind of spirit that fruit has, or that piece of food has, or that person has. I mean, the people I hang around with, I want them to be spirit beings that, you know, aren't shackled by judgment and guilt and all this other stuff that they try to give us. I mean, those are the parasites. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to tell you what we're going to be putting on sale. And this isn't a sales pitch. You either can opt into it or just turn me off right now, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. What I've noticed is that people look for a reason to vent. I get it. So I'm going to allow people to vent on me as much as they want and love them anyway. All right? Here it is. The first one is called Daily Cleansing Tea. This has 5 herbs in it, guys. There's no stimulants. There's no laxatives. You can take it morning and night for the rest of your life. And if you just did that, 85% of all your symptoms would be gone. Did you hear what I said? My phone number is 469-861-8884. And my 800 number is 855-900-4544, extension 5. When you call, I will talk with all the love in my heart for you. And you can ask me questions. And you can challenge me on any level that you want. Any level, I said, that you want. Okay? Now, Daily Cleansing Tea is not a stimulant. It's not a laxative. It goes in and helps to support all your detox organs. That's all it does, to make sure they're cleansing and that they're functioning properly. Think about it. If I did something gentle every morning and every night, and it tastes good, like iced tea, and I could actually mix a little bit of honey in with it, I could mix it with juice, I could put it in my soup if I wanted, it's still gonna work. Okay, this is a high vibrational detox tea with no laxatives, no stimulants, no addictions. You will be addicted to taking it though, morning and night, because your tummy's gone, because you don't have low back pain, because you don't have the headaches, because you're not retaining the water, because you're not so inflamed and you're not so infected. Because if your lymph system is moving better, if your liver is cleaning better, okay, if your skin is looking better, if your large intestine is moving out the waste, it's not what comes out, it's what stays in. You better get that. And parasites, they crawl underneath the skin in the large intestine. When you go to get a parasite stool test, that's all it is, okay? The parasites are in the blood, they're in the tissues, they're in the organs. A parasite stool test is basically useless. Oh, wow, you got parasites in your stool. Well, if you do, you've got them everywhere else, baby. Okay? All right, so the Daily Cleansing Tea is not expensive. It's about as much as a medium coffee a day. Okay? That's it, or a medium latte, let's say, a day. And the reality is it tastes good. And you'd only start off with 4 ounces twice a day. And then you could work your way up to 8 ounces twice a day if you wanted. And all you got to do is take 1 tea bag, and you're going to boil a gallon of water, bring it to a boil, turn it off, put the tea bag in, let it sit, okay, for 8 to 10 hours, and with a lid on it, on the stove or the cupboard, and then you're going to put it in the fridge, and then do 4 ounces twice a day, or maybe 8 ounces, up to 8 ounces twice a day after a few days until you get used to it. But understand something. I'm telling you right now, 99% of the population has a bowel disorder, And 99% of the population has worms, that's proven. And think about it, 1 out of 100 people. But look at what people think is a healthy diet. My God, if I told you my diet, you would say, well, you're neurotic and you're over the top, Dr. Wolf. Yeah, I'm over the top. I'm over the top with energy. I'm over the top with clarity. I'm over the top with love in my life. Thank you. And if you want to love your life, then you've got to bring high vibrational things into your life. The things you drink, eat, and the people you hang around with. Okay? Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with daily. So let's hope that they're not walking two-legged parasites. All right? All right. Daily cleansing tea, we talked about that. Okay, the next thing is called Black Gold. Black Gold is a humic fulvic product, and it works from the mouth to the rectum. It brings in 70 micronutrients. That's right. And guess what? What does it do? It'll absorb parasites, heavy metals, fungus, and chemicals up to 300 to 600 times its weight. First, it drops off the 70 micronutrients into your cells and then loads itself up. It's amazing. You can forget charcoal. You can forget zeolite. You can forget bentonite. And understand something. Humic fulvic, which was in our soil that they stripped the soils from, so you wouldn't have to buy it from me if we went back to normal. And I do mean normal. But I am the only processor of humic fulvic in the world that actually do not use chemicals in my processing, and I can prove that to anybody, hands down. My humic fulvic comes out of Drumheller, Alberta. It is pure. It is absolutely pure, okay? Now, you would be taking a teaspoon if you wanted to reinstate your good bacteria and to get mummy's bacteria back, because that's all that matters. People that take good bacteria, they are struggling. That'll help to buffer things down. But guess what? When you take black gold and you do a teaspoon twice a day with a blender drink, maybe with fresh berries, some oat milk, and maybe even a raw egg in there, organic free-range egg. And yes, forget about the salmonella. That's BS. You don't even know anybody who had salmonella unless they left the egg sit out in the heat for hours, a raw one. So understand that. I mean, East India, what they do in India is they'll, and even Mexico, when I live in Mexico, we have our eggs sitting, and they can sit for 5 to 6 weeks on the cupboard in the heat. Understand that, okay? Everybody's programmed, just know it, okay? And understand, you're either going to get programmed or you're going to program yourself, okay? All right? Now, so the black gold, you're going to do a teaspoon twice a day. So now we did the daily cleansing tea. And now we've done the black gold. We're not talking about a lot of expense here. And how about if I told you we're going to get rid of 85% of your symptoms, and we're going to make you into a lean, keen, tone machine. You don't have to deal with all that burping and the bloating and the gas pain, okay, and just feeling miserable. All right? Now, next thing is this. I have another product called Black Diamond. So if you only wanted to do these 3 things, I promise you, you've got my phone number. I'll put it on here at the end so that you can come and get me, okay? All right, or come and challenge me or come and ask me questions. But the Black Diamond is the only nano humic fulvic in the world, and it has no chemicals in it. And like I said, we're the only company that does not use chemicals to process our humic fulvic. Now, and we're the only humic fulvic laboratory that is actually sanctioned by the government, which is, for me, not a big deal, but it shows we're pretty dang sanitary. How's that? When it comes to humic fulvic. Now, the Black Diamond, when you put it in your drinking water, it makes your water taste better, and hopefully it's structured water. Go take a look at our structure units at store.docofdetox.com, and I'll give you a 90-day money-back guarantee on our structure unit. And understand, it comes way before a Kangen or distilled or reverse osmosis or Berkey or any other filtration you can think of. Because structuring is the most important thing. I'll leave that alone. Go do your homework and then challenge me on it. Okay, so the Black Diamond, you'll put it in your water. Do not stir it. It's so energetic, it will stir itself. You're going to use 1/16 to 1/8 of a teaspoon. It comes in little packets or a jar. And you're going to You're going to put that in your water, and you can put that in a quart of water or a liter of water every day. Every man should be drinking about a gallon. Every woman about 3 quarts to 3 liters a day. Trust me on this. You're not going to drown. You're going to save your butt, and hopefully it's structured water. And if you're as big as a man, you better drink like a man. Okay, now, somebody said, yeah, Bright Eyes is amazing too. Well, Bright Eyes is the only humic fulvic you can put in your eyes. There's not another company that has been able to figure it out. Our filtration allows us to put pure fulvic in the eyes to help to reverse eye conditions, burning of the eyes. See, what fulvic does, it brings in the micronutrients to the eye, and then what it does is it actually goes in and it reduces inflammation instantly. It picks up heavy metals, it picks up fungi, it picks up chemicals, okay, and it just sucks it up. And the good thing about fulvic, guys, is you may not know this, is that the fulvic in the humic fulvic actually locks down everything, the fungal, the parasite, the actual heavy metal. It's the best heavy metal, fungal cleanser and parasite cleanser in the world is that, and please challenge me on this. And it all locks it down so you don't have to experience the symptoms as it leaves your body. And it actually makes your water taste better, or your drinks. You can put it into any juice or anything. It helps to alkaline it, helps to ionize it. You've got the 70 micronutrients, okay? So understand, the black diamond will actually go in and purify the blood, the cells, and the brain. Where the black gold does your digestive tract all the way from your mouth to your rectum. And what it does is it goes in, and what happens is, excuse me, 1 second. And what happens is your good bacteria, which is only mummy's bacteria, is the only thing you want to reinstate, and it's already there. Even if you had chemo, even if you had antibiotics, all kinds, and radiation, all you need is one of mummy's good bacteria, and with using our black gold and doing the daily cleansing tea, in a few days to a couple of weeks, you'll have trillions of mummy's bacteria growing. You heard what I said. The whole world's been fooled on this, and I don't mind anyone. If you want to come on a show of mine and challenge me, we'll do a show. You know what? I can always learn. I can learn more. We've got to. We've got to learn from each other. We've got to protect each other, and we've got to respect each other. Okay. So anyways, that's the daily cleansing tea. That's the black gold, and that's the black diamond. They will be on sale. Okay. Now, I'm also putting the ultimate coffee enema on sale. Let me tell you something. If you've had parasites or you have any dis-ease in your body, let me tell you something. You'll go and you'll change the oil, you'll change the filter, you'll do everything for your car at least 3 or 4 times a year. Most of you are 40, 50, 60 years old, and you've never changed your filter, which is your liver, which does over 300 jobs. And you cannot get rid of parasites and have them stay unless your energy levels come up. And what's the best way to get your energy levels up? By doing the ultimate coffee enema, not just a coffee enema, because we use black gold in it to make sure when that liver dumps that we are sucking up all of the chemicals, all of the parasites, okay, and all the heavy metals and man-made chemicals in that black gold that was in the enema that went in your bowel, that actually when the coffee triggered the liver to dump all that crap into your bowel, it got sucked up, and then so that it didn't get reabsorbed back into your bloodstream, because almost everybody has leaky gut, which is an autoimmune disease of the large intestine. And leaky gut is not your whole gut. It's your large intestine, which is leaky gut. It's like a screen door in a submarine. So the parasites and the trapped proteins and the E. coli and the fungus can just go through that screen door into your bloodstream. And that's what you call systemic candidiasis. Are you with me? Okay. So we want to heal that. And believe it or not, the black gold and the daily cleansing tea, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I don't mind being challenged. All right. The next thing is, my apologies for the phone calls coming in. I'm just waiting for this to come back. It'll be here in a second. There. The next thing is that, ladies, think about it. Where do worms get their foothold? In the large intestine, which is in the pelvis. Do you think that you don't have worms in your vagina, in your vaginal canal? Now, what if you were to do an infusion of nutraceuticals in your vaginal canal? Well, how many women know that when you do an infusion in the vaginal canal, instead of doing it oral with nutraceuticals, that it's 500 to 1,000 times better uptake of nutrition? How would you like to have, okay, your pelvic area, no inflammation, no infection, no pain, no swelling, no cysts, no endometriosis, okay, no stage 3, 4 inflammation, which they call cancer, okay, all right, your libido being healthy, okay, no bladder infection. I mean, the vaginal canal, to do a vaginal infusion is like a godsend. So please check that out at my do-it-yourself guide or in the 6-day advanced water fasting guide in my library, okay? So that's going to be on sale, the whole thing as well, all right? And we will be doing shows on this every day. I'm going to be talking about this. So we're going to be trying to educate you. And if you want to partake in our sale, do it. If you don't, I'm going to teach you things. And you can challenge me on any level you want, okay? You know what? Just because somebody says something and it's never been said before doesn't make it a lie. And just because there's something being said all the time doesn't make it the truth. I need you to understand that. And then I don't expect you to trust me, believe me, but the reality is at least give me a chance. Go into my library, watch my master classes, okay? Watch what I'm trying to say. Yes, I stir things up. Sometimes it might hit you in a way that you want to react and attack me, but just take a breath, because I'm never going to attack anyone. We've been attacked enough by corporations, by government, and all these other systems. I am not out to attack anyone. I'm out to stir it up, to shake you up, to tell you that you are valuable and that you need to know that, and that you need to understand that you need to say no to things that are low vibrational and yes to things that are high vibrational, and you'll never have a worm in your life, okay? Whether it's got 2 legs or many legs, okay? All right. Okay, the next thing that we're going to put on sale, so we talked about the Ultimate Coffee Enema, we talked about the vaginal infusion. The last 2 things are this, and people are going, what, parasites? Why would you do that? Well, we're going to have our belly button kit on, and I don't have it here, but I'll have it here tomorrow because I'll do another one of these. And the reality is what you do is you take this belly button kit and you're pumping your belly button, because that's the only button you really want to push. It will dump more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins to put you in the present moment and in a healing state. You'll have 25% more stretch in your body. It'll also help against the adhesions and the contractions in your gut, okay, in your pelvis, okay? Understand that. You know, think about it, 25% more stretch. Try it. When you get a belly button kit, try the belly button therapy, and in 5 to 7 minutes, you'll have 25% more stretch in your body, and you wouldn't have that after an hour of yoga. So that's why we want to do it, because we want to keep on putting ourselves into a peaceful healing state. And that's what that does. A clapper. We invented a clapper. It's about this big. And wherever you're feeling pain or cramping, okay, you're going to clap the area, okay? And understand something. You ready for this? I can clap until the cows come home. Healthy people don't bruise, okay? Sick people bruise. People with worms bruise. And you think I'm kidding? It's the truth. So guess what? What happens when a fruit gets soft? When a fruit bruises easily? Well, the fruit flies are there, aren't they? And you actually see worms will start to manifest inside the fruit. Well, do you think you're any different? You're not, okay? You're no different, all right? So we want you to use the clapper, whether it's on your pelvis, whether it's on the side of your groin on your pelvis, or I feel like I have a block here, or I have a pain here, or I have a gas bubble. You're going to go in and clap it. You're going to do the belly button therapy, and then you're going to clap it, okay? All right? Now, here's the deal. Those of you that have ringworm, those of you that have things that are growing on your skin and they don't look cool, okay, just know that they've got something to do with parasites, okay, whether it's fungal, whether it's bacterial, whether it's parasitical. You want to get yourself, and I don't have this on sale, DMSO gel and also frankincense. highest vibrational essential oil on the planet. And I have one called frankincense. It only comes in a small bottle because it is the most powerful frankincense on the planet. I'll be challenged on that too. I know everything I say. I've been in the business for 45 years. I do my best at trying to get the best and to be the best. And I'm still working on that, okay? So here's the deal. DMSO is a solvent. If you put that on anything, whether it's eczema, psoriasis, which is a fungal problem, okay, or you put it on ringworm, or you put it on warts, okay, that's a bacterial problem, viral problem within the liver. So it's always got something to do with something growing on in there because the tissue integrity came down, okay, the bugs came. And the bugs didn't come from outside, they were created inside your body because when the terrain, okay, when your tissues start to decompose, which is called a disease, okay, that is when the predators come in to try to clean up the mess. Are you with me? Okay, so parasites are predators, okay, that prey on the weak. Okay, everything is vibration, everything is frequency. The low-hanging fruit, meaning somebody that's depressed emotionally, somebody that's limping physically, okay, or someone that has lost their way, spirit way, okay, spiritually, they've given up. These are the people that are going to get preyed on. And you're wearing it like a billboard. And understand something, whether you believe this or not, and I got really beat up over this, okay, I talked about wheelchairs in the airport. Listen, I fly a lot. And I see sometimes 10 to 20 wheelchairs getting on a plane. And understand, I'm not picking on the people in the wheelchairs. I'm telling you that we have been programmed to become victims. When I was younger, I'd hardly ever see a wheelchair or a cane or a walker. Okay, there's a whole row, okay, in Costco of Depends. Why? Because people are rotting out. Because they have bowel problems. They have Crohn's. They have colitis. They have diverticulitis. Okay, they have hemorrhoids. They have fissures. They have fistulas. Okay, do you want me to keep going? All of these, okay, all of these situations all have worms attached to them. And before the worms, this person was rotting out inside. And before they were rotting on a physical level, they were rotting on a mental level, not because they're sick, but because they were programmed with sick beliefs and they didn't know it because the rest of the family has them. The rest of society has them. If you follow the herd, tell me the herd is going in the right direction. Let me see what we got for questions, and then I got to run. I've got another meeting. Let me see here. I'm just going to start at the beginning. Ooh, boy. There's a lot. Oh, just so you know, everyone, I guess what I'll do is this. Is I'd really like to answer these questions. I will write all these questions down. I will be back on here at 9 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. 9 o'clock tonight, I'll be on here, Eastern Standard Time. I will answer all these questions, okay? How does that sound? All right? And just so you know, tomorrow in Bonita, I will be doing a live lecture if you want to come to the Crunch Fitness in Bonita, and at 6 o'clock to meet and greet me, to challenge me with questions. And then at 7 o'clock, I will be doing a lecture from 7 until 9:30. You can leave whenever you want. I get it. And then on Sunday, I'm doing a day with the doc. 5 hours with me. I'm going to be showing techniques and strategies. And it's free. It's free. And then next Wednesday, I start my whole life coach certification for 9 days and then a day off. And then Dr. Sage Wolf starts the Wolf non-surgical certification for 12 days. And there's a day off in the middle. And then the girls come and do the Women's Pelvic Restoration Masterclass for 3 days. And if you're interested, please go to braveheartnation.com and just know this is the last course of the year. The next one's going to be at the Cala Del Mar. It's a 4-diamond resort, not a 4-star resort. And it's in Ixtapa, Mexico. So if you'd like to come down and take a holiday and do the pelvic course for 3 days, take some time off, and wait till you see this resort, how beautiful it is. You can use their pools. You can go down and swing into the ocean. This place is a 4-diamond resort. And that's where we're going to be teaching all our courses. So you can come down for the 3-day women's pelvic class, and you can come to all the lectures that are free. You can also come to the Braveheart Health and Healing Circle if you want to get in and start saying, you know what, it's time that I became a little bit more centered into myself and learned how to create the perfect day from the moment I rise until I close my eyes. That's a 4-day course, Braveheart Health and Healing Circle. And then on, we'll have the Wolf Non-Surgical Certification also in Mexico, and it will be 12 days. And then that same course outline is going to be in Melbourne, Australia in February, okay? And then after that, we're going to be doing a whole life coach certification and a Braveheart Health and Healing Circle and a Wolf Non-Surgical and a pelvic course in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. And after that, we're going to Texas. And we're going to be in Anna, Texas at our new fulfillment center, training center. So this is what's happening. So you can check out braveheartnation.com. Monday, the Parasite Pandemic, okay, sale is on. But every day I'm going to come on here and talk about another reason why parasites, okay, most of them, you didn't eat them. You actually grew them inside yourself because you didn't know that vibration and frequency is everything. Whatever you think, whatever you drink, whatever you eat. And understand something. There is no depression. There's only anxiety to the point that you burn out your brain, which is a computer. And then you go to the doctor and say, I'm depressed. And he goes, I'll put you on some medication that might want you to commit suicide. Well, and please, I'm not trying to be a smart, you know what. But the reality is that Big Pharma did the biggest study they ever did on antidepressant meds. And the only side effect was is thinking that you might want to suicide. And so that's why now they have a rule that if you are on these meds, that they're supposed to call you a week after and ask you if you feel like, if you feel suicidal. So the reality is nobody said it was fair. Nobody said when you came down here it was going to be fair. So the reality is this: you've got to be more than fair to yourself. You've got to care for yourself. You've got to love yourself. You've got to let yourself off the hook. You've got to talk and be your cheerleader. You got to prop yourself up. You got to tell a new story, not their story, not his story. Tell your story and make it a Braveheart story. God bless. Have a beautiful day.